If you're planning a Holland America cruise, these tips, tricks, and insider secrets will help you to have a better cruise, save money, and make sure you do not miss a thing. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you're planning a Holland America cruise, whether it's your first Holland America cruise or perhaps you're going back to Holland America, these are some tips and secrets that you can use right now to not only know what to expect, but as well to save money and really to have a better, more enjoyable cruise. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get into those tips and tricks, let's go over what you can expect if you are going to be cruising on a Holland America cruise ship. Now, Holland America is a premium cruise line, so they fall into a similar category as Celebrity and Princess. That being said, there are some differences between the brands. Now, on Holland America, you can expect that the cruise ships will feel traditional. However, I can attest to the fact that there are some modern touches, not only in the artwork, but in terms of some of the technology that they are using on board. Now, in contrast to a lot of other popular cruise lines, all of Holland America's cruise ships are really mid-sized to smaller, large-sized cruise ships. So even their newest cruise ships, which are the Pinnacle class, that includes Koningsdam, Nieuw-Statendam, and Rotterdam, all of those cruise ships are just under 100,000 tons. Now, while there are definitely things to do and activities on board Holland America cruise ships, you're just not going to find roller coasters and race cars and zip lines, and it definitely attracts a demographic of people that appreciate that. Now, Holland America's focus is on travel, so they definitely have some really interesting, longer itineraries, but they do also do those shorter itineraries, so basically a classic 7-day Caribbean or a 7-day Alaska cruise. Well, they do that really well. Now, if you're cruising on Holland America for the first time, you might be wondering, what is the demographic like on Holland America? Will I fit in? There definitely is, I think, an old myth about Holland America, that Holland America is just for old people. And if we've seen anything over the last year, it seems like a lot of people that are cruising with Holland America are finding that it's actually much more diverse than that. So definitely longer itineraries are going to skew a little bit older. Shorter itineraries are going to skew a little bit younger. We found on our Caribbean Holland America cruise that the demographic was definitely a little bit younger, but when I say younger, I mean probably from about 45 years old till about 60, 65, with a little bit younger and a little bit older. In Alaska, the average age, if I had to guess, was probably somewhere around 55, with some people being a little bit younger and some people being a little bit older, up until their 70s. Now, in terms of families on both of our Holland America cruises, there were families that were cruising, so definitely some multi-generational families and some families whose children were out of school. So if you are on longer itineraries, or if you're on an itinerary when the kids would normally be in school, you'll probably find less children. If you are a family cruiser, if you plan your cruise during the school breaks, you will find more children. And by the way, although Holland America doesn't have a lot of big attractions on the cruise ship for children, they do have a very good kids club called Club Hal. Now, I know a lot of people do wonder about the nightlife, and I will share that a little bit later on when I talk about the activities and the entertainment. The dining and what's included on Holland America. Now, in my opinion, Holland America has some of the best included food across any cruise line. I am going to share some tips and tricks and things that you should really watch for. Now, what is included is you do, of course, have your main dining room that's included. You also have the Lido buffet. Now, the Lido buffet is full serve, so that just means that the crew are going to be serving you. It is not self-serve. I know a lot of people do like that. I personally do. Now, something else that you have is in the pool areas, at least on the cruise ships that we've been on. So some things may differ depending on the cruise ship, but you do have a really good burger and hot dog restaurant. This is called Dive In. I can attest to the fact that my son, who was 22 at the time, he ate at that burger place a lot. He absolutely loved it. Now, there's also right above the pool, there is a very good deli and pizza counter. Now, these venues are definitely popular and can get very busy, especially around the lunch hour. So do allow some extra time. But just a little tip, on Holland America, you are going to have their Holland America Navigator app. And what you can do is you can actually order this right from your app, and then you'll be notified when your lunch or your meal is ready. Now, one of my favorite places to get a bite to eat, and by the way, a lot of people thought that there was an extra cost to this, but there isn't. It is the Grand Dutch Cafe. Now, the Grand Dutch Cafe has sweet and savory snacks. So they have cookies, they have the bocce bowl, they have wonderful little pancakes, they have crepes. Now, there are a lot of foods that are displayed in the counter, so you can see them there, but as well, there's a menu behind the counter. Now, I cannot pronounce all of this. A lot of it is in Dutch, but I can attest to the fact that you should definitely order those crepes. They are absolutely delicious, one of the best foods that we had on our Holland America cruise. Now, you also have Explorations Cafe, which is located in Crow's Nest, and you can pick up some snacks, some muffins, some cookies, that kind of thing there. And you do have included room service. So at the time that I am filming this, Holland America does have included room service. It is absolutely wonderful, whether you want to use that for breakfast, for lunch, or even a snack. Now, there are some really good specialty restaurants that I would definitely go to on a Holland America cruise. I will share a way that you can actually save money on that a little bit later on in the video. But the specialty restaurants that I think are really worth going are Pinnacle Grill. So that's basically your steakhouse and your seafood. You also have Rudy's Sel de Mer. You also have Tamarind, an Asian specialty restaurant. I think that is absolutely one of my favorites. And Canaletto, which is a casual sit-down Italian restaurant that's actually served in the buffet area, but they only have that restaurant open in the evening. Now, by the way, all of the restaurants that I am mentioning, there could be differences between the different ships that you are going to be sailing on. So make sure before you do go, check to see which restaurants are on board your ship. Activities and entertainment. Now, I'll tell you now, Holland America is not a party cruise line. There are definitely things to do, but you're going to find that the overall atmosphere is a little bit more quiet than some contemporary cruise lines or even other premium cruise lines. Now, next to the pool, there might be a couple of games, but not very many. So maybe a beanbag toss, maybe some line dancing or some line dancing lessons, but most of the time that area is going to be pretty quiet. But beyond the pool area, there are definitely some activities and things to do, both on the upper decks as well as on the interior of the cruise ship. Now, if you are into pickleball, all Holland America cruise ships now have a pickleball court. They actually have an official partnership with the Pickleball Association. Now, other activities that you'll find during the day are classes and seminars. So you'll find art classes, you'll find trivia, you'll find speakers, you'll find wildlife experts, you'll find destination talks, and more. Now, Holland America is really big on enrichment activities, and you'll find this both during the day and during the evening. Now, during the evening, the entertainment is probably similar to other cruise lines, but there are some differences. So you'll find a little bit more enrichment, I would say, in terms of the activities and entertainment in the evening. As an example, you'll find BBC Earth as a show in the evening time. You'll also find shows including Holland America's dancers, guest entertainers, including comedians and singers. Now, in terms of the evening entertainment, where Holland America really shines is in all of their musical performances. So definitely that is an area of focus for Holland America. And on their Pinnacle class ships, they actually have an area that is called Music Walk. Music Walk includes different venues where you have bands and musical performances. They are really very happening. So you'll find BB King's, where there's a live band playing. You'll also find Rolling Stone Rock Room, where they also have a fantastic, very talented live band, and Billboard On Board. This venue is really happening. Think dueling pianos meets piano bar. It is a lot of fun and happening every night. Now, one thing to note about Holland America's nightlife is it is very happening, but it does quiet down somewhere between 11:15 and about midnight. So if you are somebody that likes to party into the wee hours, maybe a Holland America cruise isn't for you, but we found that we'd head to bed around midnight, and that worked perfectly for us. Our son, who was on board, would stay out a little bit later. He would hang out at one of the bars where there were still a few people that were hanging around, and that suited him as well. Now, you might be wondering, what is the dress code like on Holland America, and do you need to dress very formally? So no, not at all. And this was something that surprised me a little bit on our first Holland America cruise, is that basically you do have, out of a 7-night cruise, you'll have nights that are smart casual, and you will have other evenings that are formal, or what they call dressy. And basically their dressy nights is people dressing a little bit nicer than you might on a regular night, but really not very formally. Now, you definitely had some people that would dress in suits or tuxedos and ball gowns and evening gowns, but you had other people that were dressed nicely in maybe dress pants and a dress shirt, or even sometimes a polo shirt and dress pants, and that worked out just fine. And for ladies, a dress or pants and a top. Now, before I share some specific Holland America cruise tips that you need to know, I do want to go over what the staterooms look like and what you can expect. Now, the staterooms on Holland America are very nice. Now, whether you have a balcony cabin or you have a suite, they're really nicely appointed. But even if you have an interior cabin, I did go take a look at the interior cabin, these are really nice as well. Now, when it comes to the balcony or the veranda cabin, you do have a small sofa, you do have a desk, you do have a lot of storage, which I thought was nice. And something else that you have as well is you have glassware. So if you do want to have a drink in your cabin, you have the glasses already provided. Now, Holland America also provides bathrobes for you to use when you're on board. Now, there are also some really nice kind of special touches that you'll find on Holland America that are just different from other cruise lines. Now, one of those is fresh flowers. Now, you'll find when you're on board your Holland America cruise that you are going to be smelling the smell of fresh flowers, so of lilies when you walk by one of the bars or when you're in the atrium, the smell of the flowers and really the look of those beautiful floral centerpieces. They are absolutely gorgeous. Now, something else that you'll find on Holland America is their blue and white dishes. So basically they are using Delft china. It is absolutely gorgeous and elegant. So when you are dining in the main dining room, or even when you're dining at Dutch Cafe, you're going to be served with this beautiful blue and white china. Holland America cruise tips and secrets. Now, you might want to even take some notes on a few of these. So firstly, you are going to have a paper planner that is provided to you in your cabin. However, the app on Holland America does work pretty well and does have some unique features that you should know about. Now, by the way, it's not going to work well before you go on the cruise ship. So just try it when you're on board the cruise ship. Trust me. Now, one thing you should know is that you can actually check the menus. They will be updated daily, not only for the main dining room, but you'll also be able to find the menus for the buffet. So that is something good to know. Now, something else that the app can do is if you want to communicate with other people on the cruise ship, even new friends that you have made, you can actually communicate through the app as well. The messaging is free. Now, something a lot of people weren't aware of, but this is pretty important. If you book a shore excursion with Holland America, make sure that what you do is you take a look on your app. That is where the shore excursion ticket is going to be. Screenshot that and save the photo to your phone, because when you do get off the cruise ship, you're going to need to show, well, basically that ticket, it's going to need to be scanned, and it is hard to access the app when you're outside of the cruise ship. And they don't really give you paper tickets. So if you don't have a phone, a smartphone, you could always go to guest services. I'm sure that they'll print up something for you. But if you do have the ticket on your phone, just make sure that you do screenshot it. That will work. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can also order some food on your app. So in particular, you can order food from Dive-In, which is the burger place, or the pizza deli. So you can do that, and they'll even notify you when it's ready. So that's a pretty good hack, as it will definitely save you time waiting in line. Unlimited laundry. So if you are going on a long cruise, or even if you're going on a shorter cruise, you can get an unlimited laundry special. Now, on a 7-day cruise, the price for unlimited laundry was $50. Now, when it comes to the main dining room, you can have traditional seating, which is early or late dining, or you can also have open dining. Now, in our experience and the experience of other people we've spoken to, you might be better off going with traditional seating. The reason is that the open dining, like on a lot of cruise ships, this does tend to get a little bit hectic, a little bit chaotic, and it does seem like the service might be a little bit better if you do go with traditional dining. The orange party. There is going to be a pretty fun orange party one of the nights of your cruise. So something that you'll want to do is bring something orange to wear. Now, you don't need to dress completely in orange. So even if you want to wear just an orange necklace or an orange top, basically this is an ode to the royal family, which is why they use the color orange. But it's definitely a very fun party that is happening. You'll see that there are special drinks for the orange party. There are some snacks and little desserts, and overall it is a good time. Now, if this is your first Holland America cruise, an area that you might not even discover on your cruise is Crow's Nest. Now, Crow's Nest is at the very top of the cruise ship in the forward area. Now, that area is actually really happening. There's a lot of things. So whether it's speakers or you can play games there are actually board games that you can play and you can borrow, you can do puzzles. There really is a lot. Maybe you just even want to watch when you're sailing in to one of your ports, one of your destinations, or the weather's not great, so you want to sit there for sail away. don't forget to check out the Crow's Nest. If you like twice a day housekeeping, you can have that on your Holland America cruise. So yes, turn down service is provided. Now you may need to ask for it, or perhaps your cabin attendant will ask you if you want it. On both of our Holland America cruises, we said we wanted it. We personally do enjoy just coming back to our cabin after dinner and having everything set up for the evening time. It just helps us to feel like we're really on vacation and we're being pampered. So personally, that is something that we really enjoy, and Holland America does provide it. Holland America money saving tips. Now, if you want to save money on your Holland America cruise, these are some really good tips. So one of them is that you can book with the Have It All promotion. And Have It All is basically a way to make your cruise more all-inclusive. So what's included with Have It All is you'll get a signature beverage package. So that's basically a beverage package that does include coffee and your alcoholic beverages up to a certain limit. You also get Wi-Fi, you also get a shore excursion credit, and you get a specialty dining venue. And if you have a longer cruise, then you do get additional evenings in specialty dining. Now, depending on when you book, there may be additional promotions as well that include gratuities as well as upgrades to the beverage package. Now, a new benefit and way that people can save money on their Holland America cruises is if you are an AARP member. AARP members are able to get up to a $200 onboard credit on their Holland America cruise. The Carnival shareholder credit. Now, if you are already a Carnival shareholder credit, so perhaps you've been sailing with Princess or one of the other Carnival Corporation cruise lines, you will be able to have that same onboard credit. If you have 100 shares of Carnival Corporation stocks, you will be able to get an onboard credit on your Holland America cruise. Club Orange. Now, if you made it to this far in the video, please do comment down below Club Orange so people know that they should watch all the way to the end of this video. But Club Orange is not talked about very much, and there are some really good benefits. Now, in particular, it has the potential to really be a money saver. Now, what are the benefits of Club Orange? Well, one of the benefits is actually getting a cabin upgrade within the category that you are in, and that has the potential to be a money saver. The other benefit is the fact that you do get an expanded menu in the dining room. Now, in particular, if you're on one of the Pinnacle class cruise ships, so that is on the New Statendam, that is on the Rotterdam, or the Koningsdam, you do also have a separate dining venue. So if you prefer sometimes to eat somewhere that's a little bit more quiet, this can definitely be a benefit. Now, there are some other benefits as well, including priority embarkation, priority disembarkation, and more. But in terms of saving money, the benefit, especially for people that are in balcony cabins, is if you book the lower balcony cabin category, you'll actually get the benefit of being upgraded as long as there's availability to the higher balcony cabin category. Now, there is a cost for this. At the time that I'm recording this video, it is $25 per person per day, so you do have to price it out for yourself. We found that when it came to balcony cabins in particular, it was definitely advantageous. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know if you are going on a Holland America cruise, and let me know any questions that you may have as well. And please share your tips because I know that they will be helpful to other people. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.